They're really not happy about this one. They are really not happy to realize everyone's having to go back on what they've said. You've now got like Sydney Colson signing for the Fever, and this one they're not happy about.
The WNBA community is in shock. Fans are baffled, and players are at a loss for words. Did the Fever just pull off the most legendary move in league history, or was it a colossal misstep? Either way, the drama is unfolding, and we're here for every moment of it. Let's dive in.
So, start this, and yeah, there's a narrative out there that Kathy made the call, all right? Kathy Engelbert. Oh, we got to make sure we get Caitlin Clark the championship, and I told you there's narrative floating. Number one, they're freaking out. Number two, the next thing you're about to hear is Caitlin Clark needs a super team to win a championship. So they're going to downgrade her status, and they're going to shit on her over that. It's already started. That's where they're going with this, folks.
Though the NBA fans are in a frenzy and Aces fans, they're completely unraveling. They can't believe what's unfolding. After years of dominance, they've grown used to thinking the league revolves around them. But the Indiana Fever just flipped the script with some game-changing moves.
So to pick up a vet, a professional like Sydney Colson, and then you also have a vet like DeWanna Bonner, and you also have a vet like Kelsey Mitchell, and then you have Cece and Aaliyah Boston and Lexi and the MAGA Barbie, and isn't Katie Lou still on your team too? So I mean, shout out to the Indiana Fever, but it's clear that this is a scheme that Todd set up to get Cece a ring.
Players are suddenly having a revelation. Wait, if I go to Indiana, I might actually get some attention. And just like that, the Fever have been stacking signings left and right, building what's shaping up to be one of the most exciting, most dangerous teams in the league. And guess who just decided to join the movement? That's right, Sydney Colson.
Oh, this has actually been the shock of free agency. Like, I'm being dead serious here. This is the shock of free agency. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. The shock of free agency is the fact that the Fever signed their backup point guard, and it might be one of the best vets in the entire WNBA.
Now Aces fans are sitting there like, wait, why would she leave? Why would anyone go to Indiana? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because the Fever are about to be the center of the WNBA universe. Maybe because players actually want to be on a team that's about to have every game nationally televised. Or maybe, just maybe, because Caitlin Clark just revolutionized the business of women's basketball, and players are finally realizing that Indiana is the asterisk place to be.
The Caitlin Clark thing is a great point, and it's so special that men get a chance to actually watch a really, really good women's basketball player, or arguably the best women's college basketball player ever. Special to see, and something that you probably will always look back on and go, Caitlin Clark, I watched her when I was younger, she's that.
Meanwhile, Aces fans are shaking, sweating, stress-eating, and screaming. They're ruining the league? This isn't fair. Oh, you mean like how the Aces were basically a super team? Like how y'all had your little dynasty run while everyone else had to sit back and suffer? But now it's a problem. Now the lead is rigged. It wasn't rigged when Vegas had all the stars, right? But the second Indiana starts stacking talent, suddenly, y'all want investigation. And let's not even get started on Aja Wilson. Oh, she's mad.
Yeah, so, Aja. Nah, this is tough.
She sees the tides turning, and suddenly she's looking over her shoulder. Wait, people are going to talk about Caitlin Clark more than me? People are going to care about the Fever more than the Aces. Yes, Aja, that's exactly what's happening. Your little run is about to be over, and your fans are about to experience something they've never faced before, irrelevance.
Boy, was I in shock when I just read that ESPN has reported that Sydney Colson is signing with the Indiana Fever. I am so curious about what Aja Wilson has to say. I can only imagine that it is, very professional. That was not on my bingo card.
See, here's the thing. People didn't expect the Fever to be this aggressive. But why wouldn't they be? Caitlin Clark is basically a walking business empire at this point. The Fever front office knows exactly what they're doing. They aren't just building a good team. They're building a dynasty. Aces fans can cry all they want, but guess what? This is happening whether they like it or not. So go ahead, keep yelling about how the league is rigged, keep making excuses, keep whining on social media. The rest of us? We're going to sit back, relax, and enjoy watching the Fever take over. It's a new era, and you're just going to have to deal with it.
Colson is going to the Indiana Fever. I don't think anyone saw this in the cards, literally. I personally feel like it's a good pickup. I think it's a well upgrade over Erica Wheeler. No shade to her. A lot of people are like surprised as to why she didn't stay in Vegas. And in all honesty, there's a lot of reasons why she may feel called to leave the Aces.
Wilson recently tweeted, "Have you seen the rest of my teammates? There will still be cake this year. I already got the design." Well, Aja, we've seen your teammates, and while they might bring the cake, the Indiana Fever are bringing the whole bakery this season. This roster is so stacked, even pastry chefs are taking notes. Let's break it down. Indiana has retained key players like Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston, while adding the sensational Caitlin Clark to the mix. But they didn't stop there. They went out and secured Natasha Howard, Duana Bonner, and Sophie Cunningham. It's like they've assembled the Avengers of basketball. And to top it all off, your former teammate and close friend Sydney Colson just jumped ship to join the Fever on a 1-year deal.
When you're talking about GOATs of the W, I need my name to be up there, at least top 3. Like, that's my goal, is like, I want something like, when you're thinking of women's basketball, when you're thinking of the W, I want my name to be on it.
Come on, tell them, Asia, tell them.
Takes, like, whatever it needs to get there, whether it's the rings, whether it's the accolades.
Well, winning MVP just got a whole lot tougher this year. Sydney Colson's move to the Fever isn't just a casual transfer, it's a statement. She sees the championship potential brewing in Indiana and wants in. It's like picking the winning lottery numbers before the draw. Let's be real, the Aces had their moment. But this season, they're looking more like the jokers of the league. While they're busy designing cakes, the Fever are in the kitchen cooking up a championship feast. So, Aja, while you're admiring your teammates and planning cake decorations, the rest of us are getting ready to watch the Indiana Fever dominate. This team isn't just stacked, it's a powerhouse built to take over. With their star-studded roster and championship aspirations, they're about to make this season unforgettable. So enjoy your cake, Aja. Just don't be surprised when the Fever takes the whole bakery.
Look, this is gonna be good and bad for the Fever, and this is gonna be good and bad for CC, because if CC can't get a ring with the Super Avengers that Kathy and the Indiana Fever has assembled, then
what do you mean Sydney Colson is joining the Indiana Fever? What does that mean? Indiana is just being so fucking greedy right now. They took DB, they took Natasha, now they got Sydney Colson. Like, why would they take Sydney from us?
Free agents want to play in Indiana. Oh my God, what a shocker. Natasha Howard, free agent, chooses to come to Indiana. Duana Bonner, free agent, chooses to come to Indiana. Sydney Colson, free agent, chooses to come to Indiana. Sophie Cunningham, we know Sophie Cunningham didn't mind coming to Indiana. And Sophie, Indiana, we don't mind having.
Went up and snatched Sid Colson from the Aces. She is 100% vibes. She is 100% going to be a backup for Caitlin. It's going to be fantastic. Backup for Kelsey. Like, she is a great addition to this backcourt. She has senior leadership. She has championship experience. She is the most fun ever. And Stephanie White and the Indiana Fever front office is not messing around. They are putting everything in place to make sure that this year is a championship caliber team, and every addition, it gets better and better and better.